Good morning and welcome to Muller's Monday Morning Motivational Message. Sorry we're a little bit late this morning, but Alyssa, tell us what our topic is this week. We're super excited about it.
The three power traits of our 1-3-5-7-9 system. Very exciting.
The three power traits. So just to refresh your memory, we're David and Alyssa Muller, and we are lifestyle strategists. We've developed the ultimate achievement system, and the easiest way to explain it is like this. 1-3-5-7-9. We call it the 1-3-5-7-9 formula, and it's like this. Start with one vision, your vision. Apply three power traits to 5 habits of success. Run 7 days at a time, and then reset your action plan every 90 days. That's the plan. And this week, we're going to be talking about the 3 power traits. The first power trait is to be coachable. Alyssa, tell us a little bit about your thoughts on being coachable, being a professional coach for most of your life. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think being coachable, obviously, is one of my very favorite traits. And the reason why I love it so much is because it truly separates, the average to the great to, basically, if you're always coachable and you pick the right mentor, there's nothing that you can't achieve. One thing that I would love to share with you real quickly, I know this is like a small version of the 3 power traits. We'll be going over these in more extensive detail later. But I think the most important thing that you can learn about being coachable is showing up with an open mind to going places you've never been before, taking paths you've never been before. Setting your ego aside is crucial. Removing that ego can keep you on a path for change, for a lifetime. And being coachable is where it starts. Many of us say we're coachable, but when it comes down to it, we don't want to do what we believe is not the right thing. But if you chose the right mentor and or coach, you have to trust the process. And being coachable is extremely valuable and the number one starting point, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing about being coachable is that it gives you a different perspective because your coaches and your mentors see things from a different perspective than you do. And so if you are able to take that other perspective and be able to apply it and use it and to become even better at what it is that you're doing, that's the whole point of coaching. So the first power trait is to be coachable. That brings us to the second power trait. The second power trait is to be consistent. Consistency above all is so important because our life is built based on the things that we do. And most of the things that we do are done out of habit. And the way to build the habits that you want is through consistency. You only have to force yourself to do something until it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, you don't have to think about it anymore. It happens automatically. So if you automate your most productive activities, you'll never work another day in your life and you'll always be productive. That's the power of consistency. Alyssa, what do you have to say about consistency? Oh.
Yeah. So the thing about being consistent is that, consistency shapes who you are. And the great thing about being consistent is all of us are consistent. Since you've actually started breathing oxygen, you've been consistent. So a good example that I like to share with people is you're consistent about brushing your teeth. I mean, that is an assumption, but I would imagine everybody brushes their teeth every day. But what David's point is about this example is that you probably didn't even think about the fact that you did brush your teeth this morning because you're consistent about brushing your teeth. And so what I like to share with our tribe members is that you're consistent at lots of different things. Whether they serve the end in mind is what is key. So you have to evaluate, are the things that I'm being consistent with actually serving my wants, desires, or goals?
Yeah, that's so powerful. And, the thing about brushing your teeth, the reason that your teeth are clean is not because you've brushed them for an hour straight. It's because you brushed them for 3 minutes or about that every day since you first got them. And you did that through, you didn't like doing it at first, and we don't think about it anymore. But in the beginning, you had to be coached to brush your teeth. And it wasn't always fun, but through consistently, that became a habit. And now you do it without thinking about it. Chances are you probably got up this morning and you brushed your teeth, but you didn't think about that. You didn't say, "Hey, I better get up and I better go brush my teeth." And then and then when we started talking about it, then you said, "Oh yeah, I guess I did brush my teeth today." You don't think about it, but it happens automatically. And that's the value of consistency. It's creating the habits in your life that you want. And also, consistency can also get rid of the habits that you don't want. But you got to push through the hard part through consistency. Whew, so that brings us to the third power trait. The third power trait is never quit. Bulldog tenacity. This is truly omnipotent. If you just never quit, eventually you will get to where you're going. Now, that's not to say that there's not a time to pivot. Sometimes you need to pivot. Let's talk a little bit about the pivot. It's an art.
Well, one of the things that's really funny is you can see right there, you probably can't read it, but it says, when needed, pivot. And so, it's one of the staples that I live by is I don't ever quit. I'm very tenacious. I've been tenacious, since I can remember, but quitting has, obviously I've quit things, but what I learned early on is how to pivot. So you take what you learned, really analyze, okay, is this really the path that I want to be on? And then you make the pivot. A good example is when I was younger, I wanted to be an Olympian. Mary Lou Retton was a huge, inspiration to me as a young child. When she won the Olympics, I was very inspired to be like her. But obviously you did not see me or my picture on a Wheaties box. I failed that goal, but I pivoted to become a coach. And so, I wanted to then, coach an Olympian. And after that, I pivoted. So the cool thing about the pivots are, as long as you don't look at it as a fail, it's actually a learn, and you pivot, you can actually be grateful about the journey that you took, and that it actually was the fact that you did not quit. Not one time did I ever quit. No, nor did I ever feel like I was a quitter. I just used what I learned and pivoted for the next version or evolution, I would say, of that goal became the next step. And obviously that helps you live with no regrets as well. So never quit, be tenacious.
Yeah, so those are our 3 power traits. So over the next few days, this week, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about each of our 3 power traits, how to apply them to the ultimate achievement system, and how to develop them. We got some tools, we got some tips, we got some cool ways to help you use those 3 power traits to be able to step into your passion and live there every day, even more healthy, wealthy, and wise. So tune in tomorrow at 8:30 about that, and we'll go into a little bit more detail about the first couple of power traits, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail on the rest on Wednesday. So tune in, share the videos that we're making, and also if you have ideas or comments or anything that you want to say about the 3 power traits that we've come up with, or maybe you have other power traits that we might have missed. I'd love to hear what those are. What is crucial to success, a power trait like that we might have missed? I'd love to hear about it. And with that, we're going to sign off for today. Muller's out.
Other way, yeah.
Boom.
One day we're going to get it right on the spot.
Right.
Bye, guys.
Boom.